G'day, it's Alex at One Absolute Good. Today I'm going to share with you Lillian DeWaters' True Understanding, Lesson 10, Healing. We now take up the subject of healing from the standpoint of Christ awareness. To understand how to help ourselves and others out of darkness, we must transcend the plane of the relative or finite reasoning sufficiently to enter into spirit or spiritual consciousness, which alone is God. Christ awareness has nothing to do with healing person or thing, neither a finite mind nor body, but instead conducts one into the realm of spiritual consciousness, where healing is swallowed up in wholeness, discord in harmony, and fear and ignorance in divine love, light, and understanding. When one reaches the point where mental and metaphysical methods have failed him and have been found wanting, he is now willing to turn his heart to truth. He is ready to enter into the realm of perfection, where, in its radiance, there can be no darkness whatsoever. Inasmuch as Christ, spiritual consciousness, has nothing to do with the healing of minds, consciousnesses, bodies, false beliefs, delusions, diseases, or discords of any kind, in order then to enter into Christ, one is required to lay down or relinquish all that has to do with healing practices of any kind and every kind. He is to utterly and absolutely surrender every thought and thing which has to do with healing. Even the desire to be healed should be relinquished, as well as book knowledge, declarations of truth, affirmations and denials. In fact, everything that has to do with ways and means of healing must finally be given up, that one may be ready to receive that kingdom of perfection and glory which has been prepared from the foundation of the world. Remember this: none is truly ready for the Christ light or spiritual consciousness until willing to surrender whatever has to do with personality and finite reasoning. Everything has its price, and the surrender of the personal is the price of admittance into the realm of the real, where one is made alive in Christ. To repeat, reality of being cannot be experienced or known in the plane of the finite, regardless how advanced one's thinking may become, nor need one move out of this world into another. The one and only way to reality is Christ. That is, not until one himself enters into spiritual consciousness can he ever actually know and experience reality and what it includes. The same as that the insect, while in the caterpillar position, cannot experience flying. Only when he enters into the butterfly state does he come naturally into possession of his wings. From the position of a personal being with mind and body of his own, never can one get out of man into Christ. Yet, when he is ready to leave this position, and with love alone, and from the depths of his heart, turns to that which is above, quite simply he finds himself partaking of the realm of reality, where he is taught of God. In other words, the realm of the real cannot be known or experienced until one is ready to leave all for Christ consciousness. It is the Spirit that quickeneth. Never can one function in the realm of the real until he enters this realm, and it is then only that he can ever really understand Christ's words, "My yoke is easy, and my burden is light." To the extent, therefore, that one experiences spiritual consciousness, does he know and speak the truth of being, and possess spiritual light and glory. From the relative plane, one sees a consciousness to be corrected, discords to be handled, errors to be denied, material laws to be overthrown, and disease to be healed. However, it is not a matter of bringing truth into the physical or material, as it seems, but rather are we required to leave such plane of thinking altogether, to enter into the real and true realm of spirit, where one is able to comprehend spiritual things spiritually. Only here can one understand the simple and profound statement that God is all. Only here can he see how it is that I am the truth. I and my Father are one. From the relative viewpoint, it is as useless to attempt to understand things of the Spirit as to try to behold the light of the day while remaining shut up in a cave. God is Spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Therefore, to know God, one must be in spiritual consciousness. Be still. Be still. Take all attention from the physical and from the mental, from people, things, thoughts, treatments, prayers, desires, from books, teachings, body, conditions, world. Now, with love, and from the depths of your heart, turn to God, infinite being. Feel after him, and he, spiritual consciousness, will do the rest. One will know when he has entered into this secret place of the Most High by his envelopment in a soft, gentle peace, and in a rest that is ineffably sweet and altogether passing understanding. Light will completely flood his being. Exalting thoughts, beautiful words may come, such as in the lovely words of the hymn. In thee I have no pain or sorrow, no anxious thought, no load of care. Thou art the same today, tomorrow. Thy love and truth are everywhere. Such an experience as this may be brief or prolonged. Of course, there is no limit of time in the experience itself, as it is taking place in spirit, where time is unknown. In thee, Christ, the real and true realm of being, one completely loses himself as the personal and is swallowed up in the infinite one. He knows only the peace and love of heaven. The desire for healing is consumed in the exaltation of vibrant health and wholeness. We shall all need to keep entering this realm of the perfect more and more until finally we shall be able to make this a permanent abode. Verily, only in Christ consciousness shall one be able to lose all sense of personality and what it includes, for here we are saved by grace, by virtue of the fact that no sin is here. After such an experience as this, life takes on a new meaning. One has been born again. Unforgettable indeed the sweetness and glory of such moments. If tears come, then let them. Never be ashamed of tears. Often they accomplish what nothing else has been able to do toward one's preparation for or appreciation of the perfect. How painful and often heartbreaking is the constant and prolonged search for truth. Often such looking and seeking but takes one further away from it. Let one be still, that truth may seek and find him. The Father ever seeketh. The secret place is always prepared. Yet the heart alone heareth the voice and findeth the way. Definitely, it is the Father that doeth the works. Spiritual consciousness is all of reality. It is our life and our being. It is our kingdom and our heaven. It is our peace and our rest. It is our power and our glory. One's willingness and readiness to give up all desire, search, effort, struggle, argument, in fact, to surrender and lay aside all that pertains to healing, opens the door to the light, where one knows life to be a reality to be experienced, not a problem to be solved. Here in spiritual illumination, he finds his possession of the abundance of all things. He sees that not only is he one with truth and life, but he and truth and life are one. He is the one. He is the light. He is the truth everlasting. Using the methods of treatment, prayer, or mental treatment of one kind or of another, many today are trying to pray or think themselves into the kingdom, where they shall find the abundance of all good things. It cannot be done. The way is Christ, direct spiritual awareness and illumination, and he that climbeth up some other way the same is a thief and a robber. Nothing can satisfy the great and growing hunger for the light and truth today, the need for perfect health, harmony, peace, and abundance, but spiritual consciousness. Christ does not mean a man or person. Jesus entered into this state, and thus his disciples called him Christ, Lord, Master. Once when he is questioned directly as to the coming of the Christ, the reply was, I am he. Again, pressed by the insistence of Philip as to the identity and whereabouts of the Father, the amazing answer was, He that hath seen me hath seen the Father. Abandoning oneself to God, reality, the healing will follow without thought, struggle, or effort of any kind. When Jesus was pressed by conditions or circumstances about him, he went alone into timeless and spaceless consciousness. Here is all the power and light and wisdom there is. God, in his fullness, is at every point of being the same. Wherever we are, turning ourselves to the one consciousness in which we know our full perfection lies, we are in contact with the whole of life, truth, and love. The entire presence of the infinite is everywhere equally, it being one and undividable. This we know and understand only through our actual experience of it. Thus, in the experience of reality, we are no longer ourselves, but that which is the whole, not our realization as a person, but as the one.